with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock, perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns, the ones and twos. We got the morning Pierson-El streaming in. You guys can join in. Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. And Facebook, YouTube, X, Al Channel 961. All those available as always as well. Good morning, Pierson-El. How's it going? A little bit different time slot for you, but on a late here on a Wednesday night.
Not too bad. A little late, but we can still get things done.
Amen to that. And I'll be here for another hour after you, so I don't want to ever hear a complaint. No, I'm just kidding. This job's easy. I'll never complain. All right, we got some NBA going on right now. We'll start with the NBA. Then we also got some football quotes from Holston and Butler as well. Yeah, Butler and Holston. So we got plenty of quotes. We can talk Husker football and NBA. And just some quick updates in the NBA. You do got the Nuggets leading the Heat by 10 in the fourth quarter. 6 minutes left. Lakers down to the Spurs by 2. Trailblazers down to the Thunder. Let's see here. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And then Warriors leading the Kings by 5. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Meanwhile, on the Spurs, that is a close one right now. But I did not realize that currently the Spurs sitting at an undefeated 5-0. Well, it was 5-0. They're 5-1 now. But they started the season 5-0, and that was the first time in franchise history that has ever happened for that team.
That's kind of shocking.
Right? That's my thought as well. But that was the first time ever, and Victor Wembanyama obviously been the guy for them. Dude's been a menace. Let's just see what he's doing in this Lakers game for the fun of it. Victor Wembanyama, actually not as crazy as you think. 6 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. But if you just look at what he's been doing, 18 rebounds on October 30th, along with 27 points. Dude's a nightmare. Actually struggling shooting, though, in the last 2 games. Maybe something to keep an eye on is his shooting numbers, considering he does like to play outside. But good morning, Pierson. Give me just some of the biggest surprises so far at the start of the NBA season. What has caught your eye?
What has caught my eye?
Yeah, whether it's team, coach, player.
I want to say the Knicks, just kind of how they've been operating, even still with the new coach and everything like that. I didn't think it would look kind of like how it does so soon.
Yeah, because right now, what are the Knicks? They're sitting at a pretty 5-3. I really like Coach Tibbs, so I'm not.
But they like when you watch them and everything like that, like it's still. Like, remnants of like that last year team. Like, they still have some of that, like that identity is kind of there. And I guess I didn't think it would be as upfront with a new coach and everything like that. So that's kind of one of the things that's shocking.
The Bulls, not even being biased, but for those guys leading the East right now, that's pretty unreal. This team was probably projected to be maybe under the Wizards, Nets in the East. That like a bottom tier team, maybe a play-in team at best. So they've had fast starts before, but that one is surprising a lot for me. Nothing is really.
The Rockets are 5-2. They're looking really, really good. I wouldn't.
But isn't that surprising with the Rockets? For how good they were last year, and now you got Kevin Durant.
But you didn't know how it would look, especially with you trading away with a core piece of your franchise.
Yeah.
And everything like that. Like, you knew it would look well at some point in time, but early on and everything like that, I think how dominating and everything and how smooth a transition it has been. I guess you can call that a shock. You knew it would look nice, but especially in the West and everything like that, like how they're kind of dominating early on and putting a kind of stamp on things with how stuff has been down there. I won't say it's shocking, but it's interesting.
Lakers doing as good as they are right now without LeBron James. LeBron being out with sciatica. I don't know what the timeline is on that one, but they're all right. Normally these teams just go absolutely in the water when LeBron goes down, and it almost kind of helps them that I think it's so early in the season. because
they figure out how to play without him.
Yeah. Well, there's times too where like it's not even LeBron's fault, but he's like kind of, there's clips of it. You can kind of see it. Like the one that always pops out is he's playing with D'Angelo Russell. He gives D'Angelo Russell a pass. There's an open three, and Russell kicks it back to LeBron. I think sometimes, not by any fault of LeBron, but there's like this pressure to like make sure you feed him. And LeBron's at an age where he's trying to feed everybody else. Like his whole game is he'll attack, but he wants you to put the ball in the bucket so he gets those assist numbers up. So good for these guys to get their confidence, because when LeBron comes back,
it's going to shake up a lot of things.
It will, but I think it'll actually shake things up for the better. Just because it's LeBron James. Like there is this weird disrespect level for LeBron where there's a lot of people that think if LeBron's on my team's worse, which just is not true. It really isn't. I mean, the guy's an unreal stat stuffer. And if you want to pick out 2 plays on defense, I can give you 5 plays on defense from Luka, but nobody ever talks about Luka's defense the same way they talk about LeBron or James Harden. So I can live with some of the defensive lapses, but they'll be a good team when he comes back. I'm almost positive, especially if they can do what they're doing right now. We'll see if they can beat the Spurs. That's a big game for them, as the Spurs are 5-1, like I said, and the Lakers are
6-2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 6-2 without LeBron James is a phenomenal start. Yeah. I'd imagine if you're the Lakers. Everybody else, no one really being high risers or fallers. I guess I could ask you early season with a grain of salt. Timberwolves being 4-4. Any cause for concern or
no?
Okay. Fair enough. I'm trying to think. They didn't lose anybody, did they? Is that pretty much the exact same roster coming back?
I think I feel like somebody moved on. I just can't remember exactly who.
I got Dante, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels. And now, the squad's pretty much still there.
It's like I'm not concerned with them. Like they're going to be fine. They're going to piece things together. They have to get into a groove or whatnot. It's a long season for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a long season for a reason. That's it on the NBA. We'll get more stories as they come, but right now, nothing too crazy other than Victor Wembanyama is that dude. He is a problem, as we mentioned, and the Spurs started 5-0. They're 5-1 now. The game versus the Lakers, surprisingly good. My Bulls, really surprisingly good. They had a gutsy comeback win yesterday or 2 days ago. And Celtics, you're waiting for Tatum. Pacers, you're waiting for Halliburton. It does feel like there's a lot of injuries, and I don't know where we go with that. Like, I guess we could take it on load management quickly, because I was hearing Shaq and Barkley, and you can imagine these guys get on this one quite a bit. I still hate it. It's ruining the league, DeMarre Pierson-El.
Certain people, being available and playing and everything like that, sell tickets or whatnot, and that's just kind of the world that we live in, and you kind of got to accept it. Not saying it's right, not saying I like it and everything like that, but at the end of the day, certain people with when they're in Boston Celtics jerseys and whatnot, they move a lot more tickets. Certain people, around the league and everything like that, if they're not as good as for instance, as good as the Lakers have been and everything like that, and even with Luka on the team and everything like that, like they're not still even in the same atmosphere as they usually are when LeBron is playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just certain people, certain players and whatnot, regardless of whatever, the superstars of the NBA, the faces of the league, the league does better, makes more money when those guys are playing and everything like that. And I think this is just kind of what we're in. So they'll figure out something to kind of get things done.
I don't know. There's something about money that makes it really tough. And genuinely, so we can use college football as a good example of this. So did you see Clemson on the sideline in that whole scuffle where Dabo Swinney's getting into those guys' grill and they're not even paying attention to him? They don't. Despondent. You get to this point to where I think some of these players, because of NIL and their ability to move freely, they kind of have some of the strengths over the coach, to where
I mean, you could say that, but in Dabo's case, I mean, he's been in the hot seat all season. So how many times have we did this? Might have been like the media's first time of really catching an outbreak or something like that. But who's to say that the players haven't caught that daily? So and I'm playing devil's advocate. This is just me. Yes, I'll admit it. I mean, with Dabo, they might just be like, okay, coach is just yelling, like we get what he's saying type situation. It could have been one of those moments. I'm just saying.
Crazy mid-game. Yeah, he's having one of those moments. It's like, dude, we're in the middle of a game. What do you mean? I'm trying to coach you. It's not a moment. All I'll say is those guys have leverage. I think they have more leverage than ever, and that doesn't make them bad people. It just means in a world, they realistically don't actually have to listen to him. You can think that's right or wrong, but those guys, if they decide to leave because they are good enough athletes, someone will take the gamble on them. Even if
depending on what the cause of them leaving is and everything like that. There are still some certain things and whatnot where damaged goods or a cancer to a team that teams won't even touch.
Maybe remember when Tom Brady brought back Antonio Brown?
Yeah, and it got to a certain point and everything like that.
He left.
Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell. Look what happened with him. He after the Steelers, that was pretty much, a-okay. Johnny Manziel. Look what happened with him. So there are these things where even you could still be the biggest star and everything like that. Certain things are still off limits now. Have the players leveled the playing field? I think so, or have a little bit more juice than what maybe than they should. Yeah, they should, but depending on what the cause is and everything like that doesn't automatically give them a buy for things and whatnot.
No, and I don't think obviously that type of behavior will lead to problems or likely to lead to problems. If you ever catch yourself in an injury or a down year, the attitude all of a sudden matters. But I think that is maybe why you get some of that stuff. And why I want to use the NBA as an example is, and compare the two, these guys get paid so much money that it's kind of hard to listen to the coach who's making significantly less than you. And B, you also become like this piece of fine chinaware where you're so valuable, they don't want to break you. And then they just put you on display more often than not, because if you get hurt, well, now obviously you're not as valuable and you can't play anymore. So because they get paid so much, it makes sense that they're viewed as these very, very fine assets that they have to protect, but it ends up resulting in you guys not putting them out in front of the fans. And some fans will, go to the game the day before, the day of. Other fans are families that are planning a trip in the month of December. We're going to go watch the Lakers on this day because it works out with the family and we're all open. Then they get there and it's like, oh, Luke and LeBron are both out for load management. Great. That's the stuff that really hurts the league. And that's where I mean, I get the mindset of protecting your assets because you are paying in some of these cases, 15, 10 plus $1 million a year, but then you end up protecting them almost too much. And then the game as a whole seems to be less for it. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. I mean, neither one of us likes load management, but at some point in time, it can be used as a bargaining chip. I'm not saying that LeBron is actually hurt or whatnot and everything like that, but I mean, this is the first time we've seen a season where LeBron is not ready and starting for the season.
Yeah, I believe him though on this one. Sciatica would be a crazy lie to break out. I don't even know.
I'm not accusing anything or whatnot. I just find it very funny and odd.
Hey man, I mean, who knows? LeBron is he knows how to finesse the system. I'll give him that
for sure.
He's a genius at it, and he knows how the NBA works. He's been in there for over half of his life, so he knows everything about it. But yeah, no, I think he's just older, so sciatica, some lower back nerve damage or pain, that it makes sense where he's at in his career. So that's why I don't know what the deal is, but just looking at what sciatica is the problem is I don't know what the timeline is. But if you're the Lakers,
who does?
So you're chilling. Well, maybe that was the best possible fake injury you could get if you were to give one. Then, if you want to play on the devil's advocate and say he's faking it, sciatica would be a good one. He's like, it's flaring up today. Sorry, boys. I'm not suiting up.
Hey, I mean, you're not going to question it.
No, you're not. To be fair, I don't think LeBron is doing that. I think he's just getting older and has jumped up and down at a very high vertical, higher than I've ever soared before for years and years and years in the NBA. So lower back pain makes a lot of sense. And early in the season, even if it's minor, yeah, man, take a breather. Like let the young guys figure it out, because that team goes in the garbage every time you are out if it happens in the middle of the season. So if you're there before the season starts, maybe they can figure it out. And so far, it's worked really well for him. I don't know. Is there an answer for load management, Phil? Just to come full circle here, or is this just the way the NBA is now?
I don't. It's hard to say what an answer is, because again, like the player kind of can run it. So yeah. I mean, it can be things when, if a player is, Ja Morant situation, like how long before load management comes in before he's like, nope, like I'm not playing, like until y'all trade me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's definitely situational. It can be used as a weapon, and hopefully it doesn't. But I mean, it really just depends on how a player is feeling. Because I mean, you can't tell them, oh, I can't go today. I mean, and even if they could, or they went to practice or something like that, like if you can't go, you can't go. So I don't know how you kind of get around that.
Yeah, it's just it. People faking injuries is the tough one, because if you call it out that they're faking and you're wrong, like the whole operation's screwed. You'll never be able to tell anybody that ever again. And obviously you can do tests and all this, but like I said, with something like sciatica, if you said LeBron James is faking it, like how would you actually know that? Like, no, I know you don't actually have lower back pain. Like you don't know what people's pain tolerances are. So you don't want to like start punishing players, because again, if you get it wrong, the one time you get it wrong, it's an absolute.
It's all bad.
Yeah, and then that PR, the one time you get it wrong, is going to last for months.
For the next 2 years.
You got it right, exactly. So you can't really go down that road. You're not going to cut players' salaries down. I mean, you can maybe structure the contracts where it's not a punishment, but it's like every game. You couldn't really work that in there though. No player's going to sign for those deals. No agent's going to.
I mean, they've put it in there for you to be considered for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and everything, all of that. Like you got to play a certain amount of games. So I mean that's an initiative to where you'll still see it. I mean, but maybe not as much.
It's just gotten too far bad, or too far down the road is where it's gotten really tough, because. The Adam Silver, I think he's just been like way too player friendly, and it's totally fine. Like
he's soft. Just say he's soft.
Oh, he has been soft. Like we went from, you know what it was? It's who was before Adam Silver? Oh, I'm blanking on him right now.
Stern, is it Stern?
David Stern, yeah. So we went from David Stern. It was like, this guy's way too mean, and you could say that he was. And we're like, well, let's bring in Adam Silver. He's way too soft.
People are never going to be happy, regardless. Like it's always going to be, well, you should have done this, or could have been that way, or it used to be like you're never going to please anybody.
Well, that's what makes me laugh. It's kind of like Bo Pelini, and then we go polar opposite and bring in Mike Riley. But I think we all know which one we liked more at the end.
Easily.
Yeah, and I think with these commissioners, I think we all know deep down inside, even if he was a bit much at times, it wasn't always the nicest compared to Silver. The NBA was maybe operated a little bit better, and that's because he was, more demanding. And even if he wasn't always right, there were some solid standards that you had to. And if he saw certain things going on, he would shut it down pretty quickly.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, he had a few. I mean, you could throw in Donahue gambling. He definitely had some marks, and Malice in the Palace wasn't a great look under his watch, and. Obviously, the NBA at one point in time wasn't always. I mean, it was kind of they marketed themselves well, but they were like a little bit too stern on having the right image, just because the era of the time and how people would talk, and they would actually like kind of limit their players on what they could do, and a bit of an overboard. So there's that stuff you can dig into, but the product itself was better. And that's where I'm at with it. I don't know how you fix it. I think, as you and me both said, Adam Silver, a little too soft on the issue. And now it's gotten to a point, I don't know if you can course correct. All right, we'll throw it to break. We'll talk Husker football on the other side. We got plenty of audio clips from Holgerson and Butler about coming up this weekend. So don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arts.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Calling all caffeinated Husker fans. Looking to boost your energy and focus? Caffeine alone won't do the trick. Enter Cranium Energy Drinks based out of Fremont, Nebraska, founded by lifelong Husker fans. Cranium is more than just caffeine. Every can has highly dosed nootropics that help boost mental clarity, paired with 150 milligrams of natural caffeine to provide smooth, long-lasting energy as well as enhanced focus. Find it at Hy-Vee Health Markets in Nebraska and Council Bluffs, as well as select gas stations and supplement stores. Or purchase online at drinkcranium.com, spelled with a Y after the I. Enter code EARLYBREAK for 10% off your order.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November. Try their brand new fall sweet trays, including cinnamon rolls, pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, pumpkin cheesecake brownies, and apple croissants. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Fall is officially here, and Brown's Shoe Fit has just the right style and comfort your feet deserve. Stop in to see a wide selection of all your favorite brands, including Brooks, Hoka, Echo, Keen, and many more. At Brown's Shoe Fit, they take the time to measure your feet to ensure proper fit. They also have the largest selection of Uggs and Hokas in Lincoln. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Whether it's a lunch you've packed from home or one that's sitting on a cafeteria tray, lunchtime is more than just a meal. It's a chance to grow. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Talk to your kids about what they eat, how they treat others, and the little lessons that happen between the bites. Because lunchtime teaches more than just nutrition. It builds character too. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in at Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Just Harrison Arns so far. Morning Pierson-El will be joining us shortly. 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. You guys welcome to join in as well as use the stream. So we're going to talk some Husker football here. There's the man, good morning Pierson-El, joining us via stream. We're going to talk some Husker football here, like I said, and we got plenty of quotes to get to. Good morning Pierson-El, I'll ask you, which one do you want to get to first? We do got what the difference is between TJ and Dylan Raiola. I think the run part is obvious, but a little bit more to that from Holgorsen. And then you also have how was Nico Iamaleava evolved his game at UCLA in righting the ship.
We can go with how is Nico first.
All right, let's go to how has Nico Iamaleava righted the ship since the rough start. Here is Butler on that.
I didn't really watch him last year just because we didn't have really crossover, and I focused most of my attention on what he's done this year under the current system and the current play callers. Obviously, we have some intel with Coach Eck was there with him and knows him well. But just like I said, I think that he can make all the throws if he knows what the coverage is. He can throw the ball deep to the outside. He can throw the ball deep to the on the comebacks and the digs. So the intermediate passing game that you see a lot of quarterbacks struggle with, he does a nice job with. And so we're going to have to do a good job, like we have to do every week with a quarterback like that, of muddying the picture pre-snap and making sure that when the ball's snapped, the post-snap coverage looks different than it was pre-snap.
Let's get a little bit more context on that. Just how tough is it to scout a new offensive coordinator, since obviously trying to figure out the game plan and what Nico Iamaleava is going to want to do?
You got to use what you can use. Heck, they only got 9 games on me, so I mean, he's 4 behind. He's 4 behind me, so as far as that's concerned, a lot of stuff, you're figuring it out as the game's going on. So we feel like we got a decent beat on them in terms of what they want to do. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to our players versus their players, and our players playing more physical. Our players, standing up for each other, playing for each other, and finding a way to make one more play.
Morning, Pierson-El, what are you expecting out of UCLA's offense and how they'd want to attack us?
I'm expecting them to kind of let it fly, not really care. And that can be a bit dangerous, especially with the confidence that they've kind of been having, recently, where Nico has kind of figured things out way better than it was at the beginning of the season. You kind of got to knock that hope out of their eyes early and often. And I think what the DC has been able to call and do to some of these other more explosive offenses or, well-run offenses and everything like that has worked. He has a formula. He has a good eye of what will disrupt him. From there, then it's just, the guys have to execute. So I'm fully confident in for him to put a game plan together and guys to execute some things and everything like that. You just hope it's not one of those days to where it's like Penn State to where he's 0-1.
Yeah, and that's where I'm trying to figure out. Like, if you are UCLA, especially after watching how USC had any sort of success versus us, would you want to really go test it through the air? Or do you, if you're UCLA, wouldn't the best idea would it be to come out trying to attack us through the run? Or
I would say, yeah, but then again, is UCLA built like SC? For are they built like that? I wouldn't necessarily say that. So they can have a plan to and everything like that, or want to and whatnot. But It might not necessarily be that. And our coaches could have learned something from the SC game and everything like that and tighten some stuff up to where that doesn't happen. So,
your point, how many yards
game
their leading rusher has?
Come again?
How many yards do you think their leading rusher has?
Couldn't tell you.
Because they are not even, they're not USC either, even if in the run game. It's Nico Amaleva with 388. What do you think the running back has? Knowing that 388 from the quarterback is the highest.
Maybe 100.
249, 238, 221. So it's kind of a 3-pronged back system, but none of them, and they're all pretty even on carries as well, but it doesn't look like.
I mean, you better be careful with your quarterback running, that much or taking so many certain hits. I mean, we've seen at the pro level and at the collegiate level what can happen to your starting guy.
Yeah, he's got 81 carries, more than anybody else on the team this year. And like I said, for the most yards, he's averaging about 4.8 per carry.
You said more than anybody on the team. I'm about to say even the guy from Georgia Tech, because I feel like he runs it every other play. King.
No, I'm talking for
their team.
UCLA.
Yeah,
not USC. Yeah, King Miller was the dude. He was a beast. And to your point, I don't think UCLA has that. No. They can find it if we give it to them. Don't get me wrong. But again, their quarterback's their leading carrier, and he's done it a lot. And the problem is, it's a 4.8 average on those carries. So he's not necessarily taken off, and it's always explosive. Like he's getting hit pretty early, it seems like, on a lot of these. Now, he can go all the way down the field on you if you're not ready. But if Nebraska's able to get, keep contained, which has been by far, I think, one of the biggest problems on defense, and then just collapse the pocket naturally as opposed to over pursuing, and then Nico Amaleva, he's gonna be athletic enough to make one quick jump cut, and then you'll give up, who knows, 10, 20 yards, and if the corner or safety misses the tackle, then it might be all the way.
You don't want it like a Cincinnati quarterback type situation to where he's running through you, and his legs are the reason why they're still on the field and making things happen.
How do you think the teams were emotionally at? Because we'll play what Butler has on the team. How they were.
I feel like a lot of people they understand the situation and they're kind of moving with it and accepting it. I feel like everybody's is in a good place and knows, okay, there has to be more. Everybody has to pick up, and I feel like they're all kind of doing their part for that and being positive. For the backup guy to take things over.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they will rally around him, and hopefully some guys step up, take some of that pressure off of him. But here's Butler, and if the guys are eager, and what did it look like on Sunday after the loss?
Yeah, I would say the first thing the first testament you get of that is how do they show up on Sunday? And if you look at us last Sunday, our guys are flying around after playing Northwestern after a really physical game, practicing. Like we practice on Sunday and we go for about 30 minutes of full live stuff, and they were flying around. And then we came out, obviously after a disappointing result this past Saturday, and this Sunday they were flying around, and today we're in pads and knocking the hell out of each other. So I said to Snow today, I said, our guys are flying around. They're giving us everything they have. All we can do is keep pouring into them and focusing on the process and getting better and making that one play so that the result ends up being what it is. But if we focus on just continuing to be more physical, defending the run, controlling this quarterback, that's just kind of what the message has got to be.
So there you have it. And I think he's right that the guys are flying around. They're working hard. My fear is I've seen the guys fly around all year. I'm not going to say they haven't worked hard. They haven't been putting in the effort. The problem is it's been in the details where you can go at 100 miles an hour, but if you're just not in the right spot or you're failing on your assignment, whatever it is on that play, then it might not matter. That's my fear. So I believe it. I mean, what do you see has been the problem on defense? For me, it's just been the execution, not the effort.
That part. Like it's not they're and being consistent. Consistent enough to make a strong difference to where, games like Michigan State don't necessarily happen. Meaning, you jump out on them early and that's the end of it. Games like, Maryland, you jump out on them early and you shut the door closely and whatnot. I don't think we just done a good job of establishing that. And then there's been times where people, haven't been disciplined, haven't executed stuff and everything like that. I kind of find it funny that even after you play on Saturday, you have practice and everything. And I don't know if that was just because after the short week or something like that or anything like that, or if that's, like a fast Friday type thing just to kind of get blood. So that's interesting that they're practicing fast and fully after a full game. And like I said, I don't know if that was just a one-time situation because of short week with Minnesota that was on Friday. You had an extra day and everything like that.
They did 2 weeks in a row. They did it after Northwestern and then after this one versus USC.
So, I mean, you find something and you work. I mean, I think coaches and players are definitely superstitious with things and whatnot. So, but I mean, back to your question with, how is it or and everything like that. He didn't say anything bad, and also he wasn't saying anything, too promising. Like it was kind of you kind of said something, and it's like, yeah, but it's still right in the middle. I don't think it was really bad. I don't think it was really okay. We're comfortable with that answer.
But to be fair, I think that the question was along the lines of like, where are the guys at mentally, if I remember right. So it was kind of set up for him to talk about that aspect. But again, it's like
as a coach, like, I mean, because people, the media will get things twisted. Oh, this was said and this and this and that. So you got to be careful with certain things you say. And I felt like that was like one of those ones where he didn't really want to go too deep into it or voice how he really kind of feels, or be brutally honest at that point because it might have been, misconstrued. He didn't say anything bad. He just kept it very nice and polite.
Yeah, he just. I mean, I think what he said was totally true. Like I said, I think the guys are flying around. It's just like what scares me is like, it's not the play. It's not that you guys aren't trying. I believe that part. It's like there's just certain plays where I'm like, okay, I know you weren't coached to do that. Like I just know that wasn't part of the game plan. Where, it happened versus USC, and especially when they were running, some of that option stuff to where they kind of set in Nebraska up with the counter all night long, and then it got to the point where our edge guys just kind of looking down the line, like sucking up. And then meanwhile, the guy's literally right across their face mask that, too late. They got to step on you. Contains loss because you were looking inside. And, credit to USC, they set us up with a lot of that, pulling the lineman all night long on a lot of those run plays and running the exact same run plays over and over. So you kind of get used to that cadence. And then
you can kind of get lulled to sleep.
Yep. And then they caught us with our pants down a couple of times, 3 times, 4 times. A lot more than 4, actually. It's just been a problem all year of like what are we focusing on here? Like, what is my role? I have not seen a lot of loafs, really any loafs out there. You can point to a few, but not much. It comes down.
Like I said, I mean, I think again, the defense, you have a lot of players that had to step up. First time, active role. You had a lot of people. You had a lot of big shoes to fill on the defense. From Gifford, from Bullock, from Polar Bear, Robinson, and everything like that. Like, it was a lot of deep, shoes to fill. And like I said, you got young guys stepping in, so it's not. It may take some time for it to get to where it was necessarily last year or something like that. So I mean, and that happens.
And that's kind of what it looks like sometimes. Because Jay does the whiteboard Wednesdays on Old School, and he'll break down some of the plays, and again, it's like just not lined up right. We're just not tracking the right.
Small miscues that enough of it, can definitely cause you, if you do it right, we're sitting on the other side of things, but. When it happens in the game and everything like that, it always seems to happen at the perfect wrong time. And, we've been on the opposite end of it.
Yeah. On the bright side, they are young. On the negative side, doesn't mean you get a million excuses to not figure it out. So there is like that. You want to give them some time. You got, especially in that front, the secondary, they look like a veteran group. They play like a veteran group.
Yeah.
Front seven in particular, they look like a bunch of younger guys, and they play like a bunch of younger guys. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, it is what it is. Go look at Nash when he first started, and go look at him at the end. Go look at Ty. Ty is the most unbelievable year 1 to year 5 guy. I mean, his body, you could just tell like the amount of time and effort he put into that place, and then that's how he was an absolute beast on his way out. Some people would have told you they saw that coming. A lot of people would be lying to you, though, if they did say that. So shout out to him. But that's my hope, is they are young. You should be executing better. It's not an excuse, but hopefully the reps will get you there. So with that being said, we'll go to break. We'll talk about the offense and TJ Lateef on the other side. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Byrne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock, perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. Wrapping things up here with the morning Pierson-El. Don't go anywhere, though. We do got DP and Chip Baker will be streaming in, and he's got some exciting stuff for you guys as well. So we'll be here all the way till midnight, just like always, Monday through Thursday. Morning Pierson-El, let's go ahead and get to it. This question was asked. I think it's pretty obvious, but we will hear from Holgorsen. What do you think the biggest difference is between TJ Lateef and Dylan Raiola?
The biggest difference, outside of one being more mobile and everything like that.
Yeah, I think that's the answer. I'm almost positive. I haven't heard the answer on this yet, but I'm almost guaranteeing probably what he's going to say.
I mean, because this is what his freshman year, right?
Yeah.
The biggest difference is last year Dylan had more game time experience at this point in the season than he has.
That is true. All right, we'll hear from it. It's a pretty long audio clip. It's about over a minute long here. So here's Dan Holgorsen. What's the difference between those two quarterbacks, TJ Lateef and Dylan Raiola?
He does some things probably a little better than Dylan does with his legs. We all know that. We've seen it. UCLA is going to see it. They're going to have a plan for it. But offense is still the offense, and he's expected to run it. He had valuable experience earlier in the year, and I just kept calling plays. Whatever's on the sheet, I just kept calling plays. And then Saturday night, I just kept calling plays. What he does with the ball may be a little bit different than what Dylan does with the ball, but I'm excited to see him play. He's a good football player. He's a good quarterback. We got confidence. Our team is going to rally around him. I know that. They did today out there at practice. It was another good Tuesday practice, and we're going to be excited about playing. And I know our team's going to rally around him. My conversation with TJ is just be yourself. Just be yourself. You just play your game. He's not thrusted into a leadership point of view right now. That's Dylan's still around. He's still going to be around. He's still going to be a tremendous leader that he is. And I think Coach Rule's message was spot on with everybody else needs to elevate, including me. Got to elevate what we're doing and let TJ worry about playing quarterback. Just what's his job. That's all he needs to worry about. And everybody needs to play to the best of their ability in order for him to be able to do that.
I love it. I love it from Holgorsen. As that's the team's going to rally around him, and that's what you hope for. But he does not have to be a leader. He's got other guys he can lean on for it. Doesn't mean we would hate to see him be a real leader out there, but it is not an expectation that he has to be the guy out there. If that team's going to win or lose, it doesn't purely fall on his shoulders, and just go out there and be yourself, because your game is different than Dylan Raiola.
Yeah. He sounded real confident. The different things, I think the one thing he said, Dylan operates differently, and I think what he meant by that is it's the off tangent throws or the left-handed stuff, that type of stuff. That's a little bit different. You can't really kind of coach that. You either kind of like do have it or don't. That's not necessarily TJ's game. So that would be the thing where I figured out that's what he meant by just kind of he does things a little bit differently and everything like that. But I said it last week. Even when he did step in there, he was throwing the ball confident. He was going through his reads. and everything like that. He wasn't afraid to, use his legs at time and everything like that. The team around him did need to, help him out with things. So I think everybody's on the same page, and they kind of know that. That's been the common thing outside of, him saying it today. Playing with, the backup guy and everything like that, it gives you a chance, and you have to strain and do more. So I think they're going to be fine. I think he said he's going to call things, and so clearly he has a more comfortable. He's more familiar of what he can call. So I think this week with the things that TJ does better, I think Dana will definitely has been a more assertive and on the look to like, okay, how can I set this up, or how can I get that going and everything like that. So I think you'll see a faster pace of things and everything like that.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm not entirely sure what to expect, but I wouldn't be surprised if they up tempo some of that stuff to keep those teams on their heels and just let TJ Lateef, kind of catching a rhythm and maybe keeping it simple and, 1-2 retake off type stuff. I'm not sure. We'll see how confident Holgerson is in TJ Lateef, just in terms of how confident he is in him understanding the playbook by these plays that we see. And, on the bright side, TJ Lateef, to Holgerson's point, he's shown flashes already. Now, it was versus Houston Christian, but then he even had some moments at USC where I know, some of those screen passes went through for negative yards, but I mean, he whipped one of those in a tough spot where he had pressure right in his face. And if that thing's off by a little bit, I mean, that's probably a pick six the other way. And he got it where it needed to be. And it was a completion for negative yards, but still, like, moments like that, if there's a lot of other quarterbacks who just ultimately panic, and he didn't. He made the play, was for negative yards, but nothing too crazy there. All right. But that being said, we do got to get out of here. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate it. As always, we will talk again tomorrow. Don't go anywhere, though. We got Chip Baker, DP, coming up next to wrap things up here, right here, 93.7 The Ticket.